Get it this time. Woo! Woo!
The Nature Boy. He's on pay-per-view, baby. We are talking World Championship Wrestling Slamboree 1997. I am Rob Campbell alongside.
I am jobber number 2, Martin Holland.
I'm Daniel.
Hold on a minute, mate. What have you got against the French?
Evidence. Cornfield.
Fantastic. And we are talking about Slamboree 1997. Hit that intro music.
Go.
Lads, before we go into the pay-per-view, though, I've got a question for you. Do you like Max Spielman?
Yeah, I use Max Spielman quite a bit, actually, yeah.
With Max Spielman and the photo printing shop
That's
that you
the
can find
gimmick,
on most high
yeah.
streets. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm good, yeah.
Do you like Mary Hill?
Well, I work pretty much in Maryhill, so I'm there all the time.
Yeah.
So,
I walk around Maryhill for bands because I just love I love the concrete jungle.
Oh, yeah. And
it's like
that's
the Predator.
exactly what it is.
It's like the Predator.
Yeah.
Love the concrete.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the
awful
chopper.
shit.
Well, would you want 10% off any photo gifts, prints, frames, ID, or portraits?
What if there was only a code to use it?
You can't offer that. Well, I'd love it, but where would I find that?
Well, I thought you'd like that code. I thought you'd like it. I thought you'd like that discount. I've got some good news for you, lads, and I've got some good news for you listeners of Hot Tag Reviews.
Don't wind me up.
I'm dead
don't wind me up.
serious.
There's got to be a joke, mate.
This is not a work. This is legit. If you visit Max Spielman in store at Maryhill inside Eat Central and you quote the code Hot Tag 10, there it is, to a member of staff, you'll get 10% off all the things that I just mentioned. Photo gifts, prints,
Fantastic.
frames, IDs, and portraits. You're
Just
welcome,
imagine,
people.
just imagine now, people are going to the families, they can go and see the nans and granddads, they can go and visit, they can go to different cities. Just imagine if you could take a photo of the kid that your nan's probably never seen if they've been born in a lockdown.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you get something printed off with a discount code and take it as a present. Imagine how good that would be.
Yeah. And what would be
That
even
is
better,
bringing life to life.
There you
and what's
go.
even better, knowing that you could get 10% off that with a code Hot Tag 10. I can't believe it. We got it over, boys. We
I love
finally got the code in use.
Hot Tag 10 will succeed at life. Visit Max Spielman in Maryhill inside 8 Central right now to get your discount. Hot Tag 10.
That's fucking mental. Can't believe we got that over.
World Championship Wrestling is presenting Slamboree on the 18th of May, 1997. We are live and in the DeLorean, and we have gone to the Independence Arena in Charlotte, North Carolina. We have a 9,643 sellout. I'd forgot to list the pay-per-view. Buy myself some time. And they were, drum roll please,
I know where they were.
55,000 up on the previous year for buy rate. What a day to be alive. WCW storming the ratings again in pay-per-view.
Yeah.
What do we make of that?
Pay-per-view, I mean, obviously they're still in the 83 weeks and the pay-per-views are only going up from there. So good news for them. Good news.
Does that mean that obviously WWF is still like struggling to get people over? Them still in that developmental stage of the characters. Like you say, they've got star power around there. They've got the money. They've got the star power. You know, let's put everybody on. Let's give them $100,000 a week, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm saying,
This is a show without the world heavyweight champion Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Again.
Was
he on the last one? Where was he on? Was he on?
Yeah,
Flair dropped out the one, didn't he?
Yeah, they just keep taking. They're just like, you know,
they don't want to work together. Clearly,
yeah, obviously.
I don't like you, but I don't want to work with you. Sound all right? Don't turn up. All right, then I won't. Watch me. Eric Bischoff doesn't mind. Yeah, exactly. Guaranteed, mate. Guaranteed contract. You know what I heard?
Yeah.
So introduction-wise, we get a little bit of a video intro into the show as Mongo. That's right, Mongo, ladies and gentlemen. He's been put over with Reggie White, who is an NFL footballer. It's a pretty sad day, to be honest with you. The WCW NWO storyline continues, but this time we've got a team of Flair, Piper, and Kevin Green, another NFL football player, who are taking on the NWO team on this event. Yeah, a lot to digest, but we will make the most of it as we go along. Tony Schiavone, his beautiful voice opens us up with fireworks and sparklers and cowboy vests in the front row. Dusty Rhodes and Bobby Heenan are alongside Tony Schiavone. They plug Mongo versus White. Bobby shoots directly from the hip.
Yeah, he does.
He's fucking fuming that he's having to plug this match.
Yeah.
He's fuming. He's like, it's an insult to the business at this point that we're plugging this as a fucking match.
Yeah.
He's proper hot, isn't he? He's proper hot.
Yeah.
I love it. I love everything about it.
I love Bob. I think Bobby Heenan's like really growing on me since watching this journey that we're on. He's just a legend.
Yeah. I think that's the luxury of doing these. So we overlook people, and then by doing this,
you look at
you start going.
You look at different people.
They were really good.
I'm more looking towards now the announcers and referees. Rob's looking at people in the crowd. You know, that's where he's getting his enjoyment from.
My entertainment on this show is two blokes in the front row. Do you know who I'm going to point out?
Yes.
Who?
I think bloke that's in like a fluorescent gold top.
Nah.
Did you catch that as like they panned past?
Nah,
like the initial pan as they went through the crowd. There was a bloke in like a fluorescent gold top and a cowboy hat.
Yes. There was.
And I was fucking loving it.
There was two geezers down in the front row, right? One Chinese male with glasses in a green top. And next to him was a white geezer with a beard in a pink top, right? Their front row, the entire show. I think they go for a piss break during a shit match. You'll know which one it is when I get to it. But they sit like this all night. And then they stand up at one point, and I'm like,
oh
shit, they must be interested, because their expression doesn't change the entire night. It's fantastic. I love watching things like this now.
I love watching them fans as well. Obviously, you know, we all know, you know, about independent shows and stuff, and like working on them sort of shows. Like you get them people, and you're thinking, or them on the phone, and you're thinking, you've paid to fucking come watch a wrestling show. What are you doing?
I ain't this shit, am I? I ain't this shit.
To warrant no reaction. And I go out my way to try and get a reaction.
Okay, yo.
Can I text it through? Okay.
Every show, every wrestling show has them people.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There was a lovely moustache in the crowd as well. Dead centre on hard cam. A lovely handlebar moustache.
Love it. We then get plugs of WCW versus the NWO main event. Dusty just goes on a rant about tradition, which is fantastic. He just loves having a rant, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's great. Dark matches, we had two of them. We've got Yuri Nagata beating our main man, Pat Tanaka, in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. If you don't recognise any of them,
I think I might be able to help with that one.
Yeah.
So
Mike Tenay's here.
Dad, where were you? So Eugene Nagata is a New Japan Hall of Famer, basically. He's actually, as we
Is that legit though, or are you just making that up?
No, legit.
Oh, that's all right.
He's been there since like the early 90s. He's won pretty much everything they've had to offer. In fact, he's wrestling John Moxley on the next Dynamite show for the New Japan US title.
Amazing.
And Pat Tanaka is actually a part of the Orient Express from WWF fame.
He is indeed.
So there
He
you go.
opened the Royal Rumble 1992 with his tag team partner against the Rockers.
Also, the guy that invented the
Yes, I am Rayman.
He did invent the green mist as well. That was his gimmick.
What a legend.
So
the fans were then greeted to one hell of a barnstormer of a match I can only imagine, as they got to see the Public Enemy, who were victorious against Booker T and Stevie Ray, Harlem Heat, in 6 minutes.
What?
Talk about punishment for dropping the M word on pay-per-view.
Yeah. That's got to be any. It's got to be
a Hall of Fame tag team with a Hall of Fame manager.
Literally.
He got into his promo too much.
It's embarrassing.
You job into these two lads.
Absolutely. But let's go into the main show as I pass you over to David Pencer.
Okay. The opening match is for the TV title.
Yeah, you got the title right. Yay!
Hey! I took notes properly this time. It's between former Lord Stephen Regal and the champion. They keep fucking his name up, but I'm just going to have to go with it. It's the Ultimate Dragon.
That is right.
Sonny Ono.
Donna's even provided translation for you this time round.
No, I thought I'd throw the translations in this time.
It's great. It saves me a job, I'll tell you that much. Our referee is resident Jurassic Park free father. The man with a mustache and ginger hair, Mark Curtis. What a legend.
He's my favourite referee.
He's your favourite referee?
I love him.
You love him.
Yeah.
You put him over in the Lammies, I'm sure.
If you look at his actions, like every time he's on now, like I think I just forget about the match. He's very like he's in it. He's in it. He'll hold his back when somebody takes a back body drop.
Yeah.
He's in. He's
thinking,
all in.
Fucking hell, that was like me lifting the ring earlier. That was.
I want to ask a question.
This is a man that taught Charles Robinson his trade. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Quick question: do you think Mark Curtis was a worker at one point? Because I'm watching him, I'm like, I think he was a worker.
I think he was.
Probably didn't make it,
some experience.
I think he does.
Yeah, definitely.
I love him. I love him.
So, Ultimate Dragon and Sonny Ono get all of the heat on the way to the ring. Yeah. Oh, sorry, no, hold on. This is about Stephen Regal. Wait there a second.
Yeah.
He actually gets babyface over in this match, but on the way to the ring, he's basically telling every single motherfucker down that entranceway to fuck off. He literally telling them to fuck off. It's great.
Oh.
And brought
what a lovely little teapot.
It's a tiny teapot.
Doesn't The Rock do something like that with a teapot?
Santino and
your man on the wall, The Rock, the man that lives on his shelf forever.
Love him. He's never been opened.
And he never.
Fantastic.
He's a collector. He's a collector. I'm gonna collect it. Content's good in there.
Your internet connection is unstable. All of the technical difficulties and little teapots.
Hot tag reviews.
Get that 10% code off there at Max Spillman in Merry Hill, ladies and gentlemen. So Sonny Ono is back, and I'm glad he's back because this motherfucker is taking selfies 20 years before their time. That is fantastic. I love that he did a fucking selfie with Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And where would he be able to print them? If you had them in this day and age?
He would be able to print them at Max Spillman, and he would certainly go to the branch in Merry Hill Eat Central. Yeah. And he would certainly be clever enough because he's a legend to get 10% off with the code Hot Tag 10.
I thought so. I thought that's what he was doing. Getting all of his pictures, selfies. I think that's what his intentions was when he comes over to England.
I completely agree.
Must be.
He saved them for this very moment. Yeah. That's what he's waited for all these years. 24 years in the making, that selfie is.
Yeah.
24 years in the making. Don, your man's here. Mike Tenay's out there.
I'll be honest. I pretty much jizzed at the idea of this match.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
Every
I was
way,
really, really excited.
every way. I was all about this match. All about it.
Regal was on form at this. This is like he's like he was in a good position here. I think good physicality wise. I think he was comfortable with the crowd. You know, the crowd work he was doing. They reacted to everything he was doing. I think he was just.
The crowd were hot for
good.
this.
Yeah.
The crowd were hot for this.
It was a good match.
Also, can we talk about Mr. Regal? What do you reckon, Mark? Because that was strong.
It was, but I appreciate Triple H's like he's sort of like gown. I don't appreciate the gown. I appreciate the jacket.
You like the gown, man?
I don't like the cape.
Doesn't like.
I don't like the gown. No,
you like a vest. No. I think you like a vest every now and then.
Vest there
is a strong vest in this show.
Actually. There is.
Vest.
What did you reckon of the Dragon's entrance gear then?
It's a cape.
It's a cape, isn't it?
It is a cape. And he had, in fairness,
and he struggled to get it off.
Ring. Yeah, he did. That made me laugh, actually.
The camera's cut away.
Because he's getting bigger as we go along, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like he's
physically he's getting bigger.
He's jacking it. So obviously, as you could probably expect, there's a very technical start to the match.
Yeah.
The Regal then smacks the Dragon right across the face for not posting for the gut wrench, in my opinion. Because as soon as the gut wrench come out the way, he fucking grabbed him and he just slapped him in the face, and he was like, "You post next time, motherfucker. Thank you." Yeah. I think there's great offense throughout the match. The psychology is on point.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to telling the story around the Regal stretch.
So good.
It's so good. So good. So many attempts before obviously finally getting it in. They set it up pretty much midway through the match. So Dragon sort of looks at Sonny Ono to say, "What you get involved for, dickhead? Let me take care of it." Which
they set this up actually at the entrance. They set this at the entrance.
Okay.
As Sonny takes the selfie, Dragon wants nothing to do with it. So there's already that dissension angle there.
You think it's like you deffed me off for that bitch last month, and now you want to rope my coat, and now you want to that one, the WCW Women's Champion, and now you want to now you want to be my friend. Jump back on my cape. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
That's right. Ride my cape tails.
Literally, ride my cape tails. You can find that on the hub, by the way. Look, let's be honest. It's a great match. The crowd are into it. The more and more we go along, I
love how the crowd was booing Ultimate Dragon as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
even though there was on,
it was very, it's good, man. I was
popping for everything Regal was giving, especially when he was going for the stretch. And there's a lot of good spots in this match, but the finish is a bit hit and miss. I kind of liked it because of the story that they were telling throughout the match. So I know Sonny Ono basically kicks the Ultimate Dragon. Regal takes advantage and finally gets in the Regal stretch. We get a massive crowd pop and we get a new television champion. I nearly forgot what title it was for then, Don. And I've rated it 3 stars.
Wow.
Strong.
I in hindsight, I rated it 2.5. But now I'm actually going to jump it up. So I'm going to go 3.5.
Wow.
I really loved this match. Dragon's kicks were brutal. Every kick sounded like
Regal. Especially after Regal gave him that receipt.
Yeah.
After Regal gave him that receipt, Dragon woke the fuck up and delivered some
right. He was like, okay, receipt of a receipt, enjoy.
Whether it was a really like hidden thigh slap, I couldn't see any thigh slaps.
That
was legit slap. Like boot to back.
That was
like
that
kick
was
pad
all
to back.
That was all kick pad.
Yeah. Love it. I actually went 4 stars. I did.
Wow.
What a strong start to this event.
I actually, because I think it went for I think it did get like something like 17 minutes.
Yeah. So 16 minutes and 4 seconds.
It went quite a distance, to be fair. You know what? Every second of that match meant something as well.
Yeah.
There was no pissing about. There was no like boring switch off, look away. It was. It meant it. So every second meant something. So that's really why it was a good start.
There was a few moments in it that were a bit sloppy, but they didn't stop. they just worked in it. And Regal being Regal, if you're getting close enough, I'm just going to jab you.
And Regal is such an athlete as well.
100%.
Because you look at him, you think, he's got to be, he's a bit loose around the edges, a bit like
bit of timber on him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you know what? He can fucking go, and he can work as well.
And I think this is one reason why he's one of my favorite wrestlers. He doesn't look the sort. You put him in that ring and watch him go.
And he never has, really, to be fair. In his whole, not that I can think
of. Even in 94, 95.
Yeah.
Even back in the World of Sport days, he was still, still a bit beefy.
Yeah.
And he could still go with the best of them.
Yeah.
And it's a credit to British wrestling, Mr. Regal.
Yeah,
thank you very much for your service, our kid.
Holy shit.
See you in Blackpool.
Yeah, Big Dave rated it 3.75 stars. And then Lee Marshall turned up to do some commentary. I'm not sure why.
He's the women's expert.
Apparently so, but I don't agree with that one bit. So we get Luna Vachon versus Medusa in our second match. We've got the referee, Mickey J, for this one. I just need to put this out there right now.
Can I just stop you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
I wrote down, obviously, going back to the last match.
Yeah,
obviously, your main man, Prince Ikea. He was
Prince Ikea.
He was a television champion.
Oh, yeah, he's obviously lost it in between, hasn't he?
He was a champion for a while. So I actually did some research because I found out because there was a bit of in between in Mysterio, he lost it, and they was trying to get him over by being the good man and saying no one win it fairly, all that sort of shit. So the day after Spring Stampede, the Ultimate Dragon beat him in 2 minutes 7 seconds.
Okay, now
fantastic. Done. That is amazing.
So yeah.
I do like the fact as well they put over that he's won the Super J tournament. So at one point he legit had 9 belts.
Yeah.
And the 8 belts he won in the Super J didn't mean shit. It's like he's the TV champion. That's all that matters. It's like you won 8 companies' titles in one tournament. Shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah, that was my bit of backstory on where that TV title went.
That's a great bit of backstory. I'm really enjoying that.
So we'll have a quick drink to the run of Prince Ikea.
Fallen Prince Ikea. Yeah. So the question I've got about this match is straightforward. It's why the fuck did Medusa not take the title if she was going to be an active wrestler going forward?
I think it's to do with the New Japan work. Like the working relationship they have in New Japan, so they wanted to keep a Japanese talent with the title, and Akira Hokuto being the champion keeps the link. Although they did mention on commentary that Medusa actually beat her for the title, but Sonny I know just no-sold it. Went no, he didn't. No, it didn't happen.
It wasn't in the record books because I didn't read it out last time.
Yeah, you're basically that didn't happen.
I'm not a fan of having somebody from a different country not defending. If you're gonna, put the belt on somebody if they're gonna come and defend it on the pay-per-view.
Yeah,
you've got Luna Vachon, you've got Jacqueline, and you've got Medusa. So you've already got 3 that I've seen on screen.
Yeah, and you've got Sensational Sherry who can still
Sensational Sherry who could still go 100%. Yeah. Woman could probably do something.
I'd imagine. I think she's done a bit.
Kimberly Page could probably do something.
Kimberly Page could do something. Not Liz, but we're building a strong women's division there, aren't we? So why don't we do something with it? I'm a bit, and that again would have added to WCW doing something that WWF wasn't doing at the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, although this match is good, I enjoyed it. I'm disappointed about the whole way that the women's division in WCW played out.
Yeah. It was overlooked. They got it. They got Medusa in with the WWF women's title just to pop a rating. And they went, oh, shit, we've got women. Luna, you doing anything, mate?
What do we do now?
It was like, what would be dead good? If you come to us, you put that belt in that bin, and then we'll push you to the fucking universe. And then she done it, and then there was like, we
got nothing for you.
Yeah.
Sorry, baby.
I just want to make sure you burn your bridges first with that with them up north, and then we'll fucking put you down. Like, you know what I mean?
I must say there was some aggressive spots in this, no more so than that really, really fucking beast of a clothesline that Medusa delivers to Luna.
Luna sold the fuck out of it.
One hell of a nasty bump.
Yeah.
And then obviously she needs to buy time because the ref's checking on Luna to make sure that she's okay and that. And she gives us the old take a cutthroat, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And then she goes for a pin. I was like, okay, I see what you tried to do, but it didn't really work.
In fairness, though, she took it as such a high angle, the bump.
That was concussion sitter.
Yeah, I brought it as go for the pin.
She was thrown up into a bucket straight away backstage. Yeah. She was.
But you don't throw the fucking take a throat, do you? And then go for a pin like
I've killed him.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't happening.
Yeah.
Medusa does a lot of weird screaming during this match as well, which I found a bit strange, but whatever. There was also a website advertisement for www.wcwwrestling.com. Okay, fair enough.
Get your shit on AOL.
Finish was really nice. Medusa with a German suplex with the bridge for the freak out, and then she gives Luna a good smack on the ass for good measure, which was just hilarious. Also, she was busted open, and then also she busted the gimmicks out, and you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the gimmicks. And although they didn't come out the bra, they were out to play.
Yeah, the crowd popped.
The crowd popped
hard,
and so they should have, because 5 minutes and 9 seconds of this match gives me a rating of 2 stars. I enjoyed this one a lot more than last month.
I've gone 2 stars as well. The length of the match was perfect. They bumped for each other. There was a story, and I think it was a good match all in all. So 2 stars.
I went with 1.5.
Oh. So,
that's all he's got to say about that.
I'd like to quote something from the match from the commentary as well.
Cool. Hold on, wait there, Mark.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
I would have put it down as a 1-star match, to be honest.
Okay.
Then
I'll sold you up again.
Purely because of that German at the end, just give me the. It was nice. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect that to be such. Because for people who can't bridge, me being one of them, not because like it's to be really really flexible. You do, but it's such a hard technique to master as well. That is a hard move to do. You know what I mean? And I think it's very underrated how difficult it looks that easy, but it ain't. So that's worth 5 stars for me.
It's a good bridge.
I've got some blood flowing to my lower regions with you mentioning it right now, to be honest with you. I'm dead happy. But what's your commentary quote then, Don?
Okay. So there was this bit of a back and forth between Heenan and Lee Marshall. Look at her name.
You don't deserve to be out here, you fucking prick. Get out of here.
I think off mic it was like, yeah, get fucked, mate, you pervert. Lee Marshall, look at her. Look at her name, Luna. It means moon. No, it means lunatic. Bobby Heenan there. Fucking dropping clangers all night. Also, a quick one from Dusty. She's banging her now.
Wow.
There was a point in the match, I'm not going to lie, I didn't make a note of this, but now that we're talking about it, there was a point in the match where it really did look like some eating was happening in front of our eyes that you would be able to find on the hub. Check that out.
Okay.
Get it printed out at Max Spillman, Merry Hill, Eat Central with the discount code HOTTAG10. You're welcome. Hotline Bling, Mean Gene is here to tell us how hot Medusa is, and then boom, it's superstar line time, motherfucker. I don't know what shit he's talking. I really couldn't be asked to keep track of what he was trying to sell me this month. It was something about someone leaving, someone staying. Should I stay or should I go? That's what he might as well have broke into song. And then the NWO music hit, but it wasn't just any music, was it? It wasn't just any.
Before you go any
NWO
further,
music.
Rob, this Hotline Bling, like, I think, like, obviously, Mean Gene's known for the Hotline Bling, isn't he? The superstar line, the hotline. He's always flogging them hotlines. Yeah. So, if there was a T-shirt, I think would you be interested in a t-shirt? Do you think it'd be a good idea to have
you should call me on the cell phone. That's a yes, motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Funny you should say that, because there is exclusive new design of a t-shirt of Mean Gene Hotline Bling.
This is the show full of surprises.
Oh
today.
my god.
I love it.
Yeah. So obviously check it out. It'll be on the screen now.
Magic.
Oh,
That is where the magic happens. Look at that beautiful t-shirt.
I'm gonna say that's stunning.
But
that is stunning.
it wasn't any NWO music. It was pure fucking savage music. That's what it was. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And
He's like, he was like, I'm not coming out to a fucking generic NWO music. It's going to be my own music.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put my own little spin on it. And that's it.
I think you can hear Miss Elizabeth in the background just meekly saying, yes. It's like something really quiet. It's like, I'm getting involved somehow. Yes.
But wait there, because fuck off, Gene. I've got it from here. And before we discuss this promo, I think, Martin Holland, this may be a perfect opportunity.
You want to hear some lyric?
I would love to hear some lyric.
You want to hear some lyric?
I would love to hear some lyric, because we all know the cream rises to the top. Oh yeah, Elizabeth.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah, Macho Magnus, has got more to offer than President Jack Tunney.
Genuinely my favourite part of the show.
Oh, it definitely does rise to the top. So this is from Macho Man's #1 platinum selling album, Be a Man. So it is, What's That All About, Pretty Lady? Okay. So it says, when I wake up in the morning, first sight I see is your face, and that feeling that we share can't be replaced. Fucking beautiful. Even when we fight, I know we're going to work it out, because the last thing I want to do is scream and shout. I want to keep you happy, not just financially, but mentally, physically, and romantically.
I'm rich, motherfucker, but I got feelings too. Yeah, oh yeah.
What a guy. So, I'm not finished yet.
We don't want it to be finished. We want it to continue.
Oh, fucking done I said about you. Jesus.
Don's crying. It's fantastic.
Because I'm usually slamming cats. Elbow off the rope in a wrestling match. But you see, you bring out another side of me. You got my trust for life. You never lie to me. It's fucking deep, this is now. Whatever you need, I'll make it possible and do it. And no matter the obstacle, we'll get through it.
He's turned into Savage Garden. I love it.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'll be your dream. I'll be your wish. I'll be your fantasy. Oh, yeah.
So this is Randy Savage Garden now.
Randy Savage Garden.
Nice. That's, I didn't even fucking think about that. That's amazing.
Merch.
Merch alert. We got a merch alert. We got a batch. We got a merch alert. Oh, mate, fantastic. I love everything about that. That was beautiful.
I'm not flexing, but I can pay for it.
It was so...
That was a bad one.
It's just what a guy.
Oh,
what a guy.
I've teared up, and it's not out of laughter.
You literally teared up. It was
I
fantastic.
have actually is tears in my eyes.
He's like the Undateables.
Yeah,
he's like that poem guy out of the Undateables.
That's not true, because he's constantly dateable. Still to this day, if he was still about, he'd still be hanging and banging.
Mate, nah, people would fuck his corpse for a bit of money, like.
Yeah.
Including you, Don.
I use my own tears as lubricant. That's how beautiful the moment is.
Fuck Steve Valentina. So Miss Elizabeth and the Macho Man are looking pure class. Savage is then dropping the Wolf Pack I was sort of pricked my ears up a little bit. That did. What even is kayfabe these days is what I'm going to ask, because let's be honest, there ain't no fucking such thing at the minute. He calls out all the boys, and then DDP comes out of the crowd with a crutch, and Savage does some fantastic heel work by jumping out the ring and disappearing. Eric Bischoff holds him back, which was great. I
love it. Waited for him to come in front of him,
and then he
like,
hugged him like, and he was like, hold me back.
Watching that just made me think of that promo from Royal Rumble 2000. No, Terry, no. Like, if you could match an action to a saying, they would have been perfect together.
Savage then actually gets buried by DDP. I was like,
I reckon that was a bit of a shoot.
It's a bit of a Savage promo. This is a fucking Diamond Dallas.
Yeah, because obviously Hogan and Savage had a bit of fucking beef, don't they, and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, maybe DDP, like, you know, brought a bit of realism to that promo. Because unless Savage was selling that good, that looked like he was on his face. He was like, "Did this motherfucker just say what he fucking think I said?"
Does this man know that I'm going to be a fucking worldwide platinum fucking album gimmick? Like,
mate, who would have known it 6 years from this day? Who would have knew it?
Slim Jim there too.
Fucking,
they saw the potential.
Literally, obviously the boys jump DDP in the end, but it's okay because the world's biggest Lex Luger fan, Captain Insamo, comes to the rescue, clears house, he's a mark, and then fucking job done. Let's go back to Mike Tenay, because we've got another cruiserweight match between Rey Mysterio Jr. taking on Yuji Yasukaraka.
Yasukaroka.
Thanks, Don. Thanks, mate. Thank you.
So I think Heenan comes up with something for you in the commentary.
Does he? What does he say, mate?
Say his name.
Help me out.
Okay. I like Yogi.
Okay.
So he just calls him Yogi for the entire match.
Nice. I love that
Don's
Rey
our Mike Tenay as well.
100%. He's without a doubt our Mike Tenay. But I'm just glad that we've got Rey Mysterio, fresh off the back of fucking Jennifer Aniston, taking on Yogi Bear. Amazing. Mark Curtis is the referee. I have got to shoot on Yogi's gear, to be honest with you, because I thought that was some Olympic gear. Like, he'd basically got a role for Japan in amateur wrestling. Fucking Baron Blade over here. Fucking generic. Oh, create your own new Japan wrestler. Jobber.
Yeah.
New Japan jobber.
Do you think he went to Jan's and says, have you got any in stock? Like, have you got any stock gear? Like,
literally, he's an Olympic gold fucking gimmick.
He went to Bescott Market because I noticed a big Adidas logo, and I was like, "There's too many D's in that, mate."
I thought it was terrible.
Adidas.
Adidas.
Rey Mysterio had definitely been earning a lot more money because his gear was looking on point. Yeah, beautiful gear.
I'd love to see Rey Mysterio's gear closet. I would fucking the amount of gear he's had all over the years.
How many days have you got?
I know.
I'd imagine his masks alone is one thing.
Oh, no.
I'd like to ask if he's still got it. If he's still got all this gear from 97, for example, from 95 and so on and so forth. I'd like to know. Yeah. I've still got my gear. I found it out the other day. Like from when I first started.
You know that new show where them going sending the superstars out to go and find out the Undertaker stuff?
Yeah. Masks that was good. That was, I like that.
Do you think, because obviously like WCW is not anything to do with WWF at the time, do you think they'll like even acknowledge like if Rey Mysterio
they own
like,
everything?
Yeah,
well, I know, but it wasn't their idea, was it? So Vince don't like that, does he?
Yeah.
And again, though, wrestlers will wear nods to old wrestlers, like
when Seth Rollins wore the stuff with Rey Mysterio,
the Halloween,
the purple, yeah. That's what I mean. Like Rey Mysterio's Halloween outfit.
I don't know if that gear exists still.
That's what I mean.
That exact set. Yeah. Mysterio's from that.
That'd be quite interesting.
I don't know. It depends if he gets his eyes sorted, really, doesn't it?
But he's got to get that sorted first.
For me, this, other than a Nitro, like, so obviously on pay-per-view, we haven't watched Nitro, in 24 years for some of us. But the first time ever I recall seeing this ref bend over spot is the best way that I can put it. So this is when Rey Mysterio goes for a dive, the referee gets in the way, and then the referee bends over the middle rope, and then Rey Mysterio shoots over the referee. So this is the first time I recall seeing it.
Yeah.
Yes, same.
He done a right post, like he didn't have to post for it, but he did like a right post job, Disney Curtis. He made sure he's in position properly. His head was just through the ropes. Yeah. Even though he looked, I think he just like literally jumped him anyway.
Yeah,
he didn't touch him, but he made sure he was out the way. He was looking round.
He was there to cover a brother if something went
wrong.
Mark
Curtis is quickly becoming my referee of the year too. So there's a nice combination of spots and holds in this match. It's a little bit slower paced than the Regal Dragon match for me. So it's similar to the first, but it's also completely different. He's the best way I can put it. We do get a botch in the match. I can't remember what it was, but I have wrote, we got a botch. And then we got a West Coast pop for the win. So Rey Mysterio's over in 14 minutes and 58 seconds. I have rated this one 2.5 stars.
Okay.
I put mine down as 3.5. I don't think it was quite as good as the first match, but it was still good enough. So far, it's way better than the second match. So,
I think we're on the same sort of thought process there because I rated it 3. I've gone 2.5. You've rated it 4. You've gone 3.5. So half a star difference between the two is where we're at there. What about you, Don?
I went 1.5 stars.
Okay.
A
lot less impact than the first match then.
Yeah, I mean, the commentary team were keeping me going. Heenan was on fucking fire.
What you got for us?
As Yuji's entering the ring, he's talking about Mike Tenay.
Oh, yeah.
Yoga. Tenay is invaluable. He gets all the history of everyone. He knows all the names of the moves, and I will stay up most of the night to teach him that. And he also shits on Lance Storm.
Legend. Does he?
He shits on Lance.
That was his tag team partner in Japan, wasn't it?
Yeah. So when Lance Storm's name mentioned, this is Heenan again. Lance Storm sounds like a weatherman from Omaha.
Could be Lance Wright.
So it's the same thing, but fucking Heenan was on fire this night.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I really enjoyed. They didn't stick to the same format as they've been sticking to, which is, interrupting the first match with a fucking video package, having different video segments and backstage segments throughout the card. This show really, really improved in my eyes because of that. And we got to focus on what we've came to watch, really, the wrestling. Which is good. And I'm not saying there wasn't storylines because there was certainly storylines throughout the night.
They did it at the right time as well.
They did it at the right time.
Exactly.
They really did improve for this card. The last replay in this match, if you want to go and check it back out, was Rey Mysterio in slow motion saying, "Yes, I did fuck Jennifer Aniston last night."
You're good at lip reading there, people.
I you know what? I've had to learn it. I've had to, and I can confirm that that's what he said. We move on. Go on, sorry, Don.
I was to say, did he also say, "I'm going at that Monica next"?
Paul Chandler. What's Ross and Joey going to do? Eat a slice of pizza in the corner, clearly. Phoebe's going to play a little lullaby on the guitar. Jobs are good, isn't he?
That's a mayonnaise.
Well, we got a patch. So, that close to spitting. Yeah. Nice. I like it. So, our pal Mortis makes his way to the ring. Fucking hell. Your man James Vanderberg cuts a promo on the way to the ring in the camera. I liked it, but I also didn't like it, if that makes sense. So it was sort of like, yeah, that's all right, but
is it my top 5? Mortis is not. That's the only thing I've got to say about that.
Although it's the same person, it's not the same character, so I get that.
I'm not on about Canyon. I'm on about fucking his manager, James Vanderberg.
Oh, yeah.
Sinister Minister.
Promo, Sinister Minister, all of that. Glacier made it snow. That was cool.
Injury
for
makes
all
it
of
very
5
much a point.
seconds. So yeah, the next match is Mortis with James Vanderberg taking on Glacier. Mickey J's the referee. That's probably the best it gets. Is Glacier making it snow? There's a nasty bump off the top, big back body drop, and then it's over. I don't even care who won. 0 stars.
It was a nothing match.
I'm sorry, Mart. I am. It's a shame for Mortis. It's a shame for Chris Kanyon. But I'm really not bagging on him. I'm bagging on Mortis. And fuck me, this was awful.
At least he didn't talk in this match, though. He got up to the camera.
Yeah,
he got up to the camera and he's learning. He got up to the camera, but he didn't say anything like last time.
Yeah, I mean, he only had 1 minute and 51 seconds to not fuck up. So that was a good thing.
Also,
it was my job back in the day.
He looks amazing, though. There was like a moment when there was on his face, just the mask.
Yeah, man, he's good. Like he looks the part, don't he?
Amazing.
Oh, on his way to the ring, he was looking like a fucking beast. I was like, oh, this is great.
This is quite big.
It's an
Canyon
improved.
He's quite big, big dude.
It's an improvement. Yeah. 0 stars.
I've put. Can I just give you a backstory a bit on how Glacier got to this this pay-per-view as well?
Absolutely, of course you can. I like that you're giving us backstory on Nitros now. That's good.
So this is like obviously Glacier's. They've got no heat towards each other. It's just a match for some reason, which happens to win a pay-per-view.
They had heat from the pay-per-view the other year.
But it didn't really carry on really that much.
Ironically, the heat was as warm as Glacier. So
yeah.
Nice.
So on the May the 5th Nitro.
Momentum. Yeah.
So on the May the 5th Nitro, which I believe is the go-home Nitro for this event. Maybe potentially or the week before. Glacier defeated Lismark Jr. in 20 seconds by pinfall.
Did he hit a cryonic kick to finish?
That talk about like squash jobs, and then he comes into this match, which means
wait for that new film
fucking nothing.
Has there been any update about that film yet? Just to interrupt.
You're supposed to be keeping track of that, not us.
I'm going to say I haven't heard anything as of yet.
Fucking YouTube, you watch.
Okay, about something like this 6 months from now, I'll watch that.
How many stars, Mart?
I'm putting 1 star. Purely because of when Ernest the Cat Miller comes out, because obviously.
So you're on about the post-match gimmicks?
No, it's still part of the match. It's still part of the match.
Rang, dude.
It's still part of the match for me.
Part of the story, I agree. Not part of the match.
Okay, if that's the case, then it's 0 stars.
No, you can have your 1 star. It's fine.
Have the 1 star, please.
But just off the one kick that Ernest Miller gave to him, and that sell job on the last kick that he gave him. Oh my fucking god! Like. Chris Kanyon is probably one of the best. I'll always say he's one of the most underrated wrestlers ever.
Yeah.
Ever. His sell jobs are probably up there with Shawn Michaels.
Who better than Kanyon, man? Who better than Kanyon?
Man.
I honestly believe that.
Oh, I know you do.
For the match itself, 0 stars. For what happened afterwards, I love that whole like seated senton thing he did to Glacier on the stairs.
Yeah, so let's get into
that
it.
Was awesome. That was awesome.
There was a famouser, really, wasn't it? That's the best way I can describe it. On the stairs. Who better than Kanyon? That's literally what I've wrote as my question.
Mortis, apparently.
Fuck Mortis. But this is what I wrote for the next bit because quack, shucky duck. It's Ernest the fucking Cat Miller, motherfuckers. For the Karate Kid save. Not just any save. It's
mate. It was kicking
shit. He
was kicking the fuck out of people in a fucking shirt and trousers.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
You know what I mean?
But I was strong.
But then Ernest the Cat Miller is walking backstage, right next to Mortis and Raph. Like on camera, they show it. It's just like they're next to each other. No, right? 10. Illusion gone. You fucked up.
And then he gets a role in The Wrestler. That's where he ended up.
Yeah.
Also, Ernest the Cat Miller is in this new film with Glacier as well, which is cool. Mean Gene is hitting on the birds again. And then he's back with the Hotline Bling before country music hits as Double J, J-E, double F, J-R, J-A even, double R, E, double T, and Deb head to the ring.
That tube stuck out, done.
Literally.
American Pie gimmick.
Yeah, but again, this was another match. The second I heard who was in it, I was all about this.
Can I just say as well? It's just me, like, but Jeff Jarrett looks more jacked. Like he's been eating.
Yeah,
Like the
He's
slow
allowed on the
progression.
roads at this point, yeah.
I think that's the only thing he got the link with Mongo.
Mm.
Mongo was trying to get the rub off him for actually having talent, and Jeff probably got on a bit of a ICO or something.
Maybe.
Off-brand ICO, though, for legal
Nice.
reasons.
For legal reasons. So the following contest is for the WCW United States Championship. We got the challenger, Jeff Jarrett, with Deborah, taking on the champion, the Iceman. Don, the man,
Of 1,000 holds.
Dean Malenko. I thought you were going to go Penta on me, but it's fine.
Oh, do you want a Penta?
Nah, too late. Your mum's shouty, you know. Scott Dickinson's the referee. How sexy did the US title look?
I like that US title.
Beautiful.
Oh, it was banging.
Really.
But it's like, you know, the WCW titles, they're all full of gold, and I like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing, like, if you look at the television title, it's all full of gold. This title is all full of gold. Big belt, obviously.
It's gold.
It's gold. You know what I mean? But there's loads. It's just all detail. There's no sort of like, I don't know. There's no extra colours in there. It's just detail of gold.
Speaking
gold.
of beautiful things, that vest that Malenko was wearing, that thing was fucking beautiful.
It was shiny.
I loved it.
Shiny.
That's so shiny.
I thought you were going Moana on me then.
Yeah.
Class. I like that. That's good.
Get 10% off Hawaiian Gods with the code HOTTAG10.
Nice. So the two folded arm blokes that I mentioned in the front row are really starting to show some emotion in this match.
Yeah, of course they are.
And
They just
blame them. Can you blame them?
They just smile.
That's enough. That's enough.
Smile away, boys. Smile away.
Smile away. So it's a really solid match, let's be honest. There's some great reversals, great transitions. Stand out for me is the one that ends up into the SDF. Thought that was very nice.
Yeah.
The crowd are obviously really into it. There's a lovely spot into the figure four. Mongo turns up. He takes Deb away just for bants, like. And then it's the Cloverleaf spot, and it's game, set, and match. It is a really solid 14.54 minute match. I'll give it 3.5 stars.
Interesting.
I've given it 3 stars. Love this match. These two guys. One thing I've realised while watching these, Malenko's quickly become one of my favourite wrestlers. Quickly.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, I haven't seen a match where he's been in where it's been anything less than...
Underused in WWF when he got there. Yeah. Underused. This man could have been in the title shot, in the title picture.
I think it's too small. That's
the problem. That's the problem. But his ability and the emotion that he drained from the crowd, by not even really being able to cut a promo, is super, super impressive. So, all right, then the US titles, like, let's be honest, it's the second belt, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if this is his cream of the crop, and what rises to the top that stopped him because of Savage and Hogan and so on and so forth, then fuck you, because this is the main event.
Yeah, this is like Jarrett again. Jarrett's underutilized at this point.
Can you imagine Malenko versus Bret Hart? Like now, like if we put the two of them in a WWF ring now, in the period
in like 97,
in the DeLorean right now, Bret versus Malenko, let's fucking do it.
Mate, it'd be like a massive, like it'd be a big like NXT takeover type of like Raw, like, you know, it'll be a WrestleMania like worthy match. But I'm thinking like just the way the fans would just be on top of it, like really invested into it, like really emotions and all that sort of stuff. I think,
yeah,
definitely.
I think there's wrestlers like Malenko who, if they'd have been around 20 years later, would be world champions. Every company they go to, they'd have. He's literally just because the business obviously back then was all about the big guys, and you know, this rumor I once heard that Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men, where nowadays it's more people are more averagely sized.
Yeah.
He'd literally, you could put him in any promotion. You've been their main man.
And that's why I think like Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio's title wins mean more than, you know, John Cena's wins, for example. You know, John Cena ain't the massive, he ain't a giant, but he's still a big dude. He's still heavyweight looking. Do you know what I mean? Eddie Guerrero ain't really, and Ray definitely not.
Yeah, but their talent came through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was what put them over ultimately. It was their talent.
How many stars, Mark?
I went with 3.5 as well.
Nice.
It's been a strong show so far.
It's been a strong show.
Been a
Quite
fucking
enjoying this.
strong.
We are on to match 6 of 9, and we've got what was announced as a death match. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, a death match. The last time we seen a death match was Kevin Sutherland, whatever he's called, taking on Chris Benoit with woman. In this one, we do get more Chris Benoit with woman. He's taking on the world's most deadliest man, Meng, with Jimmy Hart. Randy Anderson has finally turned up to do a shift. And yeah, let's just unpack this one. So first of all, on the way to the ring, woman is all over Benoit, and I mean all over him. She's looking at him intently, eyes, hands. It's all very physical. They're definitely fucking at this point.
Yeah.
Tony covers up the counting out spot because Randy Anderson was counting out, and he was like, "Oh, that's just habit, that is. That's just habit." We'll talk about that more in the main event, trust me, because fuck me, it's more of the same, really.
Yeah.
But there's a beautiful German suplex by Benoit. Miss Jackie, what was the point? What was the point of her walking out?
Just got to get that pay-per-view money.
Well, clearly.
If I turn up, I'm on camera, I'm on pay-per-view. Pay me, fuckers.
Exactly.
Randy Anderson was no selling some accidental chops.
Yeah.
I mean, these two men, you don't want to take a chop off these pair.
No.
Fucking men's were worse.
And Randy Anderson was no selling them.
Yeah.
You've just killed the gimmick.
Yeah. You put someone like a Mark Curtis in there, he'd have done 5 backflips and landed into two men with a smile on the face.
Nice. That's correct. They didn't have a smile on the face at this one.
Shitty ref.
Dusty can't remember the stipulation to the match.
Is this a man of 49ers match, or is it one of them red lock on a pole match? I forget.
Mental. Really, really class suicide dive at one point in the match. And then we get a finish pretty much out of nowhere with Meng winning the match with some kind of throat punch submission.
The Tongan death grip.
There we go. The Tongan death grip, which was like a punch to the throat that was held on.
Jugular pinch.
That one. Thanks, Tanay. Thank you.
He beat him with a pinch. He beat him with a pinch. He beat him with a pinch, if you will.
A little bit later on in the show.
Let him explain the pinchy gimmick there, Marty.
You understand how a chokehold works?
Just because I don't choke everybody out in the bedroom like some people, motherfucker.
No, but like in MMA and that, there's 2 sort of chokes. There's a blood choke.
Real fighting.
And it depends where you squeeze on the neck. If you grab round your throat, around
6 seconds,
squeeze it hurts.
For any longer than 6 seconds, knocked out, right? Yeah. Okay.
Bit longer, but depends how hard you're squeezing and whatnot. But it is a legit move. And in fairness, I ain't gonna fucking argue if Meng wanted to fucking come out and say finger pokes my finish. I'll take it and I'll shut the fuck up because he'll rip my eyes out of my face.
Yeah, definitely.
I ain't fucking.
So 14 minutes and 54 seconds deep into this one. Went way too longer than it should have. I've rated it 1.5. So I'll give it a fair rating, really, considering I didn't really like it.
It is 7.75.
I gave it a 1 because there was a fucking beautiful pole driver in it, and that jumped it right the fuck up for me.
It was a beautiful pole driver.
It was a really nice pole driver, and the suicide dive was good. I think I was very generous with this match. I was really generous though.
Well,
And that's all I've got to say about that.
that's all
As
he's
well.
got to say about that.
On the network, this is what I said to you earlier. Like, there is not like it's not an official match. It just says on the network, Meng competes in a death match. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't say who we've just like, you know.
It annoys me though.
This is what they do.
It annoys me though, that term death match. It fucking annoys me because that is a genre of wrestling in and of itself. At least the match he had with Sutherland,
John's offended.
that was wet. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the thing that triggers me, apparently. I don't like being lied to.
If the death match doesn't have blood, that means that you've fucking missed off the fucking Mac sauce on my Big Mac.
I'm
You know
not
what I
even I'm not even bothered about that. It's like a death match to me is a weapons match.
Without you asking for it either, Mark.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just forgot it, look.
Did I
You
ask
went
for a
and said to
special
him,
order?
do me a favour.
Has
I
this-
don't want the sauce on today.
Has this got a special sticker on the wrapper? No. What the fuck are you doing leaving? Did I ask you to? No.
Fucking Martin shooting about.
Okay, now.
I love it. Oh,
Never happened. Never
I'll
happened.
tell you what, if that happened, if that ever happened, right, and Mark experienced that, you know what would happen?
Death.
I would guarantee
It would be a death
there
match.
would be a death match, and the worker that created that burger would be going down. And some would say that Martin would be going in there, pointing at him, saying, "You're going down. You're going down. You're going down."
That's a one.
Get the Ahmed Johnson t-shirt for £12 now. Just drop us a message.
99 red knee pads.
99 red knee pads. So Tony ends up plugging the Great American Bash. DDP's cooking barbecue with the Steiners. It's a pretty SummerSlam 05 sort of advert, really. So, you know, I was quite into it.
Steak look nice.
Steak did look nice. We go into the next match with our man Conan.
Conan.
Viva La Raza.
Viva La Raza. And Hugh Morris with
Lele.
Jimmy Hart representing the Dungeon of Doom. They're taking on the Chippendales from Michigan in their red pleather leather gear, the Steiner brothers. The referee is Scott Dickinson. I just want to get this out of the way now, Martin. But we have someone that has joined the Buckle like a bitch community.
Really? I missed it. Who?
Rick fucking mother fucking Steiner.
No way.
Buckling like a bitch.
Okay.
I wouldn't have ever thought he would have been a
I
resident.
missed that one.
I couldn't believe it, lads. I was going, because he pretty much takes a buckle off the bat, and I went, and then he took another one, and I was like, he's buckling like a bitch.
Okay. I must have
So,
missed that fucker then. I'll have a look at that one.
You're going to have to look at that.
I would say find out the results next show. If he has been invited to the.
Yeah. There
Should we
is
just have
some...
like, you know, it needs to be like a Buckle Like a Beach tour. You know, they've got the tour dates and the locations. And just have a
merch alert. We got a merch alert. Just
like a date, like a venue and a date, yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Something there.
Psycho Sid in Your House 1. Rick Steiner, Slamboree, 1997. Fantastic. Great overhead belly to bellies as always. Scott takes the heat from Conan and Morris. A lot of work in the arm during this segment. It's great hot tag with pure power on display from Rick. This is where Rick really, really shines. And I mean, fucking motherfucking shines.
He's a stocky dude as well, Rick is.
Yeah.
So on it. So
That's
on
the
it.
thing, though. He's next to Scott. So he's always going to look smaller, but you think, take Scott out of the equation.
Yeah, because we know what Scott's going to do. We know what Scott's going to go on to.
He's starting to get that as well. You can see it in his body. He's starting to go that way. But Rick ain't a small guy.
No.
Rick's not. I was like, have I been sleeping on Rick Steiner?
Wow,
Rick
when I
Steiner, you're thinking, Rick Steiner looks good. How you doing?
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, he weren't the only one that was like that, because when I saw this fucking hot dog, I popped like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He was chucking Conan, who's like £300 easy.
He's a big dude.
He's-
Yeah.
Right over the top of his head. And Hugh
Yeah.
Morris is even bigger than that. And he was
Yeah.
like, yeah, fuck off, mate.
Yeah.
All
Like,
match they were putting
it was
up Morris over as
class.
a massive monster, and Rick was like, "Nah, fuck off, mate."
Yeah, fuck off, prick. No posting needed. It was just like,
Nah.
see ya. So this is the finish. So Scott Steiner watches Hugh Morris go for a moonsault. Just literally watches him.
Yeah.
Rick obviously moves out the way, and then Scott takes over with a Frankensteiner, gets the victory for the Chippendales in red because they certainly look like strippers at this point. Scott immediately flirts with a blonde in the front row. Immediately. Jimmy Hart is fuming after the bell, which I suppose we'll get out of the way because he was shit anyway.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hart's fuming. Conan turns on Morris. Jimmy Hart kicks off and then gets told to fuck off.
Oh,
And then Conan screams Viva la Raza and walks away. 9 minutes, 35 seconds. I'll give it 1 star.
I've given it 1.5. If you ever want a match to show off the Steiners, this might be the match. Well, one, if
From a shine and a hot
Definitely up
tag
there.
point of view, definitely.
I love being a bit of Conan, always have. Hugh Morris needs to stick to adverts. Or
Clearly, they
coaching.
draw more when he's fucking doing them, like.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
Hugh Morris needs to stick to adverts and abusing people backstage. That's what he
that
needs
is
to do.
true. Yeah, I will give you that. I actually
That's what he's good at, obviously.
Apparently.
It wasn't a bad match. It could have been better though. But
I went with 1.5 as well for the same reason. It was a decent match, and like the thing that like confused me as well is like Conan. Where the fuck did Conan and Hugh Morris come from? Like where did it come
Dungeon
from?
of Doom.
Why was Conan in the Dungeon Zone? It doesn't
Exactly.
make any sense.
Even
And I did a bit of
Also,
research
whatsoever.
on it, but like not a massive bit of research. Don't get too excited.
Oh,
But like Hugh Morris and Conan in the lead up between Spring Stampede and this pay per view, they appeared on 3 Nitros,
yeah, they started.
and they were squashing tag teams. To be fair, who's your favourite French tag team?
the Quebecers.
Yeah, squashed them in about 6 minutes, I think,
Fucking hell.
bell to bell. So
Jesus.
What?
yeah,
What have you got on the French?
Everton. I didn't know, so I'll let them off. They're not purebred. That's the way
the mongrels.
I like that.
Yeah. Hey, we're British. We're
Yeah,
mongrels.
everybody's
You know,
mongrels.
Yeah.
Speaking of mongrels, who have we got in the second match? Who have we got in the next match, bro?
Well,
Oh,
it's
can I just
straight. Yeah,
say,
of course you can.
what was 2 things? What was Meltzer on this?
Oh, 1.75 on that one.
Okay, generous. One thing that cracked me up though was Jimmy
He
kept
give-
screaming.
Sorry, he gave 2.75 for Benoit's match. And he gave 3 for Double J and Malenko. He also gave Mortis and Glacier 0 stars. And he gave Ray versus Yogi 3.25. And I think we're probably up to date. He gave 1.5 for the ladies' match.
Yeah. I was just going to say the one thing that made me laugh was Jimmy Hart, you know, the street thug he is, kept screaming, "You said blood in, blood out," to Conan. "You said blood in, blood out." And I was crying.
So funny.
I had to take a break. I had to take 5 minutes away from the show just to laugh.
Wow. That's intense.
Cracked me up.
So we
Cracked me
go
up.
straight into the Mongo co-main event with Deborah, who head to the ring to 4 Horsemen music. Mark Curtis is back to referee this one, which is just fantastic.
Mark Curtis, like in this
What a
match,
legend.
makes this match for me. If you watch
Pretty
all of
bad.
his mannerisms, he's having a laugh. He's popping himself in this match.
He's
brilliant.
fine. He's 5 stars himself, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's fucking in it, and I love it.
right, I
I
love
love
it.
it.
So yeah, it's Steve Mongo McMichael versus Reggie White. There's loads of 4 fingers going about in the crowd for a symbol for the 4 Horsemen. It just shows how popular that brand was, even in '97 for me.
Yeah.
Reggie White looks well out of his comfort zone with his pal. Apparently, it's his strength coach. I
Strength
didn't get a
coach,
name
yeah.
for him.
No, that was it. I
Yeah.
researched it, and apparently he's just known as strength coach.
couldn't figure it out. Like, yeah.
I think that would be an amazing wrestling character. What's your name? Strength coach.
Yeah,
that's
that's his gimmick.
it.
So
That teaches strength.
sadly, Reggie did pass away at the age of 43 on Boxing Day, December 26, 2004. He was part of the Philadelphia Eagles at one point, as well as the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
They both retired the 92 shirt the following year. White also became the first player in NFL history to have his number officially retired by multiple teams. And in 2006, so 2 years after passing away, he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So he had a standout career when it comes to football. He's transitioning into a wrestling environment. So before I speak ill of the dead, let's pour one out.
Okay.
And in all fairness, I'm not really going to speak ill of the dead because Reggie White put in a decent shift here. Could it have been better? Yes, of course it could have. Was it worthy of being a co-main event? Not at all. But for some strange reason, WCW had this obsession with footballers, celebrities in general, but footballers were big until they moved on to basketball a little bit later in the year, right?
Yeah. It was the influence, though. It's all about influence.
Of course it was.
You start
It was
bringing main events.
It was good. It was good business, man. It was good business.
100%.
For the wrestling world, no. But for
mainstream
for
entertainment, everything else. 100%. I agree.
Yeah.
So they start with the old fucking push-off strength gimmicks. Mongo looks awful trying to lead a match.
Yeah.
Mongo runs the ropes like a bitch.
That's a t-shirt you didn't think you'd be hearing about today.
Merch alert. We got a merch alert. What was that bump off the shoulder block from Mongo?
It's just all over the shop, ain't it, mate? I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it.
Mongo works for one person, and his name's Steve McMichael.
Nice.
That's how I feel.
It's just all over the place, man. His footwork is fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst.
Sorry, I dropped my bottle. Sorry.
It's one of the worst footwork I've ever seen, to be fair.
Reggie's footwork was better than him.
Yeah.
And this is his first match.
He's just got to slow down. You always get told, just slow down. If you think you're going to, if you think you're going at a normal pace, you're probably going a bit too fast. Just slow it down.
Look at that advice. I love that. That's good.
Sage advice.
Yeah, very. So Gilbert Brown's out there. Spot with a Reg White drop kick. Sound.
Was it the worst drop kick we've seen though?
I wouldn't go that far. But
no.
But it was
that clothesline on the other hand though.
Mate, I love his clotheslines. When he throws Michael out the ring, clotheslines. I'm like fucking swinging an axe or something like. Brilliant. I love it.
The last time I saw a clothesline like that is like when Bray Wyatt does that one where he turns around 180 and does it. It's like the wilder version of that. Is the only way I could describe it.
You can tell he's really bless him. You tell he's really trying to look after him as well because he goes it's a weird angle.
He's going to make the slightest amount of contact and then follow
and
through.
That's it. You know what I mean? And he's listened, man. He's listened to the advice that obviously he was given about safety.
Softly, brother.
Literally. So we see some other spots and some boring rest holds throughout the match. We're coming up to the finish. Reggie should have won, but our Debbie's distracting the old referee, Mark Curtis. Gilbert grabs the halibut, as they describe this briefcase, but Double J comes to the rescue. Although Mongo gave absolutely no shit about him earlier, which was very confusing.
Yeah.
Double J chucks him a second halibut. Mongo uses said halibut and gets the freak out. So Mongo gets the victory after 15 minutes and 17 seconds. Look, they've put on a match. That's the best way I can put this.
Yeah.
And I think they've put on a pretty competent match other than some of the shit that was in there. So 1 star for me.
I've got to say 1 star, and that's genuinely because of Reggie. I've seen a lot of people have their first matches who not trained in wrestling properly, and they've done a lot worse. So it wasn't the worst match I've ever seen. Mongo led that though, and more for WCW for letting him do that.
Absolutely.
More for them. I went half a star.
Main event on a pay-per-view, Half a star for Don. And for you, Marty?
-1 star.
-1 star.
Is this the first minus we've ever had?
I don't know how that's going to work on my spreadsheet, mate. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You're fucking the system, Mart.
0 then. It was definitely worse than a 0.
Let me see what it does.
Error.
Hashtag, like it says.
It worked, you know. It's worked. -1 star
God.
works. I'm gonna let you have it.
Okay.
It's
Thank
there.
And you know what? Like it ain't. I say this like in like it's going to be probably double standards now. It's like the worst match I've ever seen. But it's fucking horror. It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific for me anyway. For one, because
Big Dave,
Go on.
2 stars. Carry on, Mark. Carry on.
you did not give that 2 stars.
I swear to you, you give it 2 stars.
Big Dave on
Tell him, Mark. Fucking tell him what you're thinking.
Go on. Shoot on.
I just think that like Dave Meltzer is off his fucking rocker, because if he's looking at a match like that and he's giving it 2 fucking stars, tell me somebody else who is rated less than 2 stars on the card tonight.
Mortis.
Mortis.
Medusa, Luna.
I think that was 1.75.
He gave 1.5 to Luna and Medusa.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the only one.
Okay, so Luna and Medusa was fucking more of a match than this will ever be. And that's not because of obviously Reggie White, because obviously he's not a wrestler. They've done it for the draw, they've done it for whatever. But you know what they've done? They've tried to work a wrestling match with people who can't fucking wrestle. And that is to do business. You know what? Karl Malone, spoiler alert, later on in the day, in the future, Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman are fucking basketball players. They can't wrestle. They can't. They're not wrestlers. But you know what? They fucking put a good fucking show on later on down the line. Spoiler alert. So I'm going to reference that because this is fucking horrific. It's the worst match I've ever seen in my fucking life, doing all of these reviews. And it's not because of, like, you know, I want to see spot after spot after spot. I think it's because you're being led by a person who doesn't know a fucking turnbuckle from a fucking turntable. And what the fucking hell is going on?
Sorry, I dropped my drink. Yeah.
Oh, the remote shoots.
Oh, that was fantastic, Mark. Thank you very much for turning up tonight.
I'm going to say one thing.
You got any commentary?
It's actually from Mongo himself.
So
Mongo actually comes out with a line of at least this match. He comes out with a line.
What type of line, mate? What type of line?
Jesus might have saved your soul, but I've got your ass now. Did you wipe his face before he does that weird Hulk up?
Wow.
That was the only thing I took a note in there, and I was like,
wow.
All right, I might actually give you the credit. That's why I put the ½ star. That line.
Okay. We are going home, boys. We are in the main event. So Buffer is in the fucking building. He tells us the match and he does his gimmick now. So he announces this as a 6-man tag team match that is a no disqualification match. Look, I still think Triple H did the gimmick better. Let's get ready to suck it. And Bruce is better too. It's time to get manscaped. The NWO music hits as Hall Nash loser.
He needed more loser.
It always needs more loser. Nash, Hall, and Six head to the ring. They are introduced as the Wolfpack of the New World Order. Let's just pause there and break kayfabe. And what do we make of that?
I think they're actually leading to something because, bit of a spoiler for next year, I believe, there is a splinter group of the NWO called the Wolfpack.
The 24-year-old spoiler it will be next year.
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler. That's history. It's a fact.
It's like Don's playing cave in the hot tag.
Literally, ring the DeLorean. We're not going back to the future, lads. We're here. We're here now.
We're staying now.
We're staying, yeah.
But as well,
I'm down for that.
I've already packed my almanac, though. So I'm just going to be making money on that shit.
Nice. I like it.
But you got like the Wolfpack, but, you know, spoiler alert as well, them wearing red and black.
They are. And that's what I noticed. I noticed the red and black. Don, you've gone blurry.
Yeah, I know. That's why
Don's gone all Blair Witch Project.
He has, like, look at the fucking stuff coming out of his nose. Look, fucking hell.
This is for the benefit of our Spotify viewers, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Can't
Listeners
watch you on Spotify.
Just Don, like, can we just say,
silly bastards trying to watch on Spotify.
It's not working.
if we
Why
had,
don't you put it on the pause button?
just imagine if you had a photo that turned out like Don's picture right now, do you think you'd be disappointed?
If you squint, though, you can see me clearly. It's like one of them crime watch photos.
I think you'd be disappointed. I think you need to choose your printer shop a bit more carefully. Where would you recommend to go to, Rob?
I would recommend personally to go to the branch of Max Spillman in Merry Hill inside Eat Central. That's where I would recommend to go.
And would there be any way I could get some money off with a particular code?
I think that we could do that for you if you provide a member of staff in the store the code Hot Tag 10.
And how much could I potentially get off with said code?
Well, with Hot Tag 10, you will get 10% off in that particular store.
Also, I'm looking for
Larry.
Larry?
Larry.
Larry?
Lawrence.
Larry? Larry? Larry?
Larry?
Yeah, I didn't hear, mate.
Forever looking. Maybe we'll see him in a couple of months. Or maybe even a bit later on down the line. We're just going to have to deal with the blur for a bit. Stupid, shitty camera.
Hello.
Nah.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. Have you seen Larry? Larry?
Ask him.
What do you mean? Who the fuck's
Larry?
Larry? Haven't you seen him?
Rob.
Oh, right.
Ask. Oh, Rob, why you got him on the phone?
Do me a favour, Dad. Hold on a sec. Hold on.
Ask him about Shawn Michaels.
I need to ask you a serious question here, Dad. So, in 1997, right, Shawn Michaels lost his smile, yeah? But do you think he lost it because he didn't want to drop the title to Bret Hart at Mania?
No, I think he lost it because he turned gay.
That's a fucking different alternative storyline, isn't it? Thanks for your interaction here on Hot Tag Reviews, Dad. I'll see you next time. Well,
we've had some strange.
You never know what answers you're going to get, folks. You never know.
We've had Fortnite KDs involved. We've had he's homosexual.
Well, because he's gay. Well, all right. 1997 was a different time. And by the way, my dad's got a running joke. So to explain that a little bit more, he's not homophobic or anything, but every hero of mine was gay growing up. So he'd always be like, "Oh, son, you're gonna be gay when you're older." And obviously, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just gonna make that clear. But he'd wind me up about it. Like he'd go, "Oh, Shawn Michaels, no, he's gay. He's Rude Van Nistelrooy, yeah, gay he is. Ricky Martin, yeah, he's gay he is." That one turned out to be true.
You have to hit the bonus ball on a,
So
once in a while, didn't it?
When he did hit the bonus ball, he then continued that forever. He still to this day insists that Shawn Michaels, with 2 kids, married, happy as Larry. Larry
is,
he's still gay apparently. So whatever. Let's move on because Kevin Nash got a hold of the 6 for taking on the team of. Woo! The Nature Boy, baby. Rick motherfucking Flair is in the building. Roddy Piper and Kevin Green. The referee is Randy Anderson. Donnie's still Blair Witching us, but Kevin Green, just so we can explain a little bit more about him, he was also an NFL footballer. Yep. And Don, you've probably got more on him, but I'll just explain that he also did pass away. And that happened last year, December 21st, 2020, at the age of 58. He gets his own entrance here, as does Piper and Flair. But let's, as always, give a little shout out to the man and have a sip. Pour one out for Kevin Green. Don, have you got more on him today?
Kevin Green actually did a little bit in wrestling afterwards, after his career finished up.
Okay.
He actually did a little bit. Turned up in an early TNA.
Okay.
He had a good good
Coaching,
build on him
right?
as well, didn't
Yeah,
he
yeah.
did.
Also, he was
Jacked
the
hair.
only non-wrestler who was clever enough to go, you know what? I'm going to try and at least look the part.
Yeah.
And I loved the gear. I thought he looked
gear was good.
amazing, especially his build.
He
as
wore
well.
a tracksuit like to the ring.
Yeah. I wouldn't
Tracksuit
mind
and a
it.
vest, thinking he's going to the
Wouldn't
gym.
mind it. Wouldn't have minded like the vest gimmick. It was an entrance gimmick, but he went out and he looked good.
Yeah,
he looked really good. So
he did. And Flair at this point was announced as a 13 world champion, 13-time world champion. Sorry, at this point. So what a legend. Flair does start the match with 6. We see a traditional Flair style opening until he got hot and chopped the fuck out of 6. It was just like, yeah, you're going to take the piss out of me, motherfucker. I'm the baby face here. This is my hometown. You don't fuck with me. Woo! Chop the fuck out of him. It was great.
Honestly, we're chop bang in the middle of horseman country here, boy. Chop bang in the middle.
Yeah, I'll show you 1, 2, 3 quid. 1, 2, 3 quid, you know.
£6.
What a jobber. Anyway.
£6 on the hot dog if you're lucky.
6, then Martin would have fucking loved this next spot because 6 hits one hell of a spin kick on Ric Flair.
He's one of the very few, along with Owen Hart. Edge, back in the day, he didn't do it towards the end of his career, like when he first retired. But in his Brood and Edge and Christian days, could hit a really good spinning wheel kick as well. But I think X-Pac and Owen Hart are up there. Definitely.
Without a doubt.
Where would you put the Ultimate Dragon? Because we've seen a few spinning heel kicks and whatnot on the show today. Would you put them in that list?
He could be up there, but not with
not on the same level.
Out of the 3, I'll probably put Owen, X-Pac, and then Ultimate.
Okay, fair. And then he's way down.
Well, if
on the list, not anywhere else.
Fair, if there's only 4 on the list, Viscera's 4th, ain't he, so far? So
5th. He's that bad. It's actually 5.
Yeah, Viscera 4th, Mabel 5th.
Yeah, just clarify different people.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So Flair's obviously having a great time. He's loving life in there. I was loving watching it as well, to be fair. It was just so good seeing Ric Flair in a WCW ring in
his little face,
in his prime.
A couple of years out, I think he's starting to go on the downhill, but
he can still go.
I would say he was in his prime. He like I say, he's on the down. He's over the hill.
Fucking slow descent though.
Yeah,
very slow descent.
I agree.
Unlike my camera, which has gone the complete opposite. But I will say this: you can see on Flair's face, he was beaming.
He was
so happy to be
really
in there.
Enjoyed himself.
So
it reminded me of Charlotte.
I love the fact as well. I don't know if you got to that part of the match, but you done a bit of a warm tag, hot tag.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a hot tag, but he got whipped into the corner. He done the over the top gimmick, and then he went up the top rope. And he jumped off the top rope. Like you never see Ric Flair really jump off the top rope.
He's hit it once, I believe, in his whole career.
Oh, you'd be surprised. His early career, he would do that spot quite a lot.
Yeah,
and then he hit it. And as he went heel, he started turning it into a bit of a comedy spot where he'd always fail.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't televised on World Wrestling Federation, though. So
WCW happened.
Fuck them.
And obviously, they made a running joke of it when he was in the Fed.
Yeah.
If he went to the top rope, he's going to miss all the court.
And Heenan was on commentary at that point too.
So the only person I think he ever hit it on, if I remember, is Carlito for the Intercontinental title, which he beat him for. Because I remember the celebration.
That was the finish.
Yeah.
Which he went into a limousine with about 5 women. He just wooed himself out at the end. Woo!
Love it.
I love it.
There's a point where he just chops the lot of them and begs Nash to get in the ring. And this is where Hall tags in. He didn't it? This is where he tags Hall instead. Flair immediately fucks him over and tags Green in, who goes all pro football on his ass because all of the cocaine is in his system. To which Hall literally just spits at him and tags Nash in. And then And then that spot was all right, but then we get reminded by Tony Schiavone that it's a no DQ match, because this is where Randy Anderson was counting for DQs and shit.
Yeah.
And then this is where I think it really gets lost a little bit here, because it starts and it ends really as a traditional 6-man tag team match. There was no reason to call it a no DQ match, because other than Roddy Piper towards the end hitting the referee, spoiler alert, there was nothing.
You've took a bit of a stipulation out of the match as well, a bit of what you can do in the match. If you take the no DQs out, you've got a bit of you can work with something then. If you just know it's a free for all from the start, it's whatever, really.
I think it leads into the finish as well, like the actual finish.
Yeah, it does.
Because obviously, if there's a DQ, there would have been a DQ for that.
That's right.
Not just a ref bump either.
Kevin Green was getting some right pops. He took Nash down with a huge slam. The crowd are hot, like I say.
Yeah.
Ball asks for Piper, and we get him. Piper's a bit bandaged up. Piper, he gets a bit of a shine, but then he takes the beat down mainly.
Gets
Again,
his hip kicked out of his hip.
He does. It's a no DQ match, but the referee stopping the baby faces from getting in. Again, he was just really, really shit with the stipulation. He just really let it down.
Yeah.
Flair gets your hot tag, as you mentioned, Mark. Loads of chops and shit is what I've wrote. Hall catches the Flair crossbody and delivers.
It's on fire. That section is
100%.
fucking. It's money. It's fucking the crowd are fucking on the feet. It's brilliant to watch. That is how you do a hot tag,
and that is how we review it. So fall away slam, he's hit that sends him to the outside. The match breaks down, and I think, right, it's all gonna fucking go here, right? And the referee gets in the middle again and sends the baby faces to the corner.
Yeah.
Are you thinking, what is going on?
It's a tornado tag essentially. That's what it is, because there's no rules.
Why don't you just book it as a tornado tag then?
Yeah,
well, that's what it should be.
Booked it as that, and he'd been fine. Wouldn't have to pull shit.
It's because you need
some.
It doesn't work for me, brother. I need to stand on the apron for about 9 minutes.
Literally,
and Hogan's not even there this time. It's the other two playing funny fuckers.
Mad. Flair and Six just start running spots, and they end up repeating the one. But it was a pretty good. I really would like to see Six versus Ric Flair.
Yeah,
and given some time to put a match on. I think that would be good, and I'm not being funny. It probably did happen on Nitro, but
is this the spot where he whips me?
The back elbow, and the headbutt each other.
Yeah, but they've done it twice.
They did it twice. Yeah.
I mean, I think in this period as well,
Flair was like too early, you prick.
Yeah, have one of these. As Six hit the Bronco Buster, the crowd were quite colourful with their commentary. So just to say this now, we do not agree with this term being used as a derogative in any way, but the crowd started chanting faggot at Six.
1997 for you folks.
It was acceptable in North Kakalaka.
Yeah.
And this is obviously the Attitude Era hasn't really kicked in. This is the birth of it, isn't it? Really, like the crowd not giving a fuck. We're going to call it as we see.
Yeah.
I can see you thrusting your cock into another man's face. I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you faggot, and that's what the crowd was thinking. Like the old die hard, not the boozing guys. Yeah. It's not the
wrestling shouldn't be like this.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's what it is.
Wrestling.
That's what it is. They're from South Carolina. It's. Is it North Carolina?
It's all right, mate. It's fine.
It's Carolina.
Carolina.
Ooh, Carolina.
Ooh, Carolina. Oh, I thought it was going for a sing along there.
I think we all nearly broke into it. To be fair,
yeah, it was on the cusp. This is the thing.
That's what she said.
No, I think what it is though. I think every now and again we get reminded that
everything's so blurry.
Nothing is for real.
You wouldn't tell the fucking difference.
Yeah, no, she fucking hates me. La, la, la.
She had the fucking hair. But yeah, no, I really think sometimes we have a moment like this where it sort of takes you out and you go, fuck, this was like 20 odd years ago. And how much society's changed and how much that.
Yeah, but you got to think You got to think about it this way as well, Don. We're speaking in 2021.
I'm about to explain why my dad's called Shawn Michaels a faggot or gay or homosexual. Do you know what I mean? Because he doesn't mean it in a horrible way.
It's not meant as a
generation thing, isn't it?
It's a generation thing, exactly.
And don't forget, we're in 2021. We're currently in May, so Peacock have took over the network and they're editing stuff out. Have they not got round to 97 yet then, or they're still in the archives? Because they're editing shit out.
They got ways. They got to the big points.
Yeah,
soccer.
That's what they got.
Do you know what I mean? But if we can hear an audible off the crowd, is that not are they watching the matches or not?
That ain't going to be hard to bleep out. Well, not bleep out, but you could definitely cover that with
if they can dub music over, if they can take out Nirvana from DDP's music and put a shitty alternative generic one in, then they can fucking dub the crowd out.
If you can dub out Enter Sandman by Metallica over
exactly, and that's what I mean.
Fuck you.
And that's what I mean. Yeah, you can do that and still have a bit of a crowd. It looks real. It looks legit.
Yeah,
sounds legit.
I want a cigarette and a beer right now to smash over someone's head.
Did you remember? It was it Vampiro? Was it Vampiro? Was it a AAA show that he was doing or something in Mexico? And his music was supposed to be playing. And he was on the commentary team and he was shouting down the mic. He was like, play my fucking music. And he wasn't getting up until the music played.
We have to cover that show
dead funny.
Top to bottom. We have to cover that show.
Daniel Cornfield has been removed from the meeting. So we do go into
that was their WrestleMania as well. That was Triple A's WrestleMania.
Of course it was.
And he went that wrong.
We go into the finish. We got a figure 4 on Hall. We got a sleeper on Nash from Piper. And we got a big power slam on 6 from Kevin Green. Obviously, before this happens, Roddy Piper does get the tag. He decks Randy Anderson, who doesn't see the tag in a no DQ match. Nick Patrick is in a normal ref top, so he's been reinstated by the WCW according to people on the commentary team. He gets in and counts the 3, and that's it. Team WCW pick up the victory. And I really must say the match was hurt by the rules. I've gone on through the whole of this match, it was no DQ. But it just wasn't until Randy Anderson got hit. Yeah. I've been quite generous. I've given it 2 stars.
It looks like I've got a massive spot on my nose. It's just a bit of red.
It does look like a massive spot. I mean, look at this. I broke into being a teenager again, lads. I ain't going to lie to you.
It's
just a teenage dirtbag, baby.
Listen to Iron Maiden, maybe with you.
I will say this, lads. You two can see in HD. I've fucking got Vaseline screen over here.
Hey, you've got that fucking.
I've just had a recommendation come up from fucking Zoom saying set up professional audio in audio settings because we've started singing.
Lads will be on X Factor before you fucking know it.
Get 10% off audio settings at fucking Zoom.com. Give us your ratings and why.
Go on, Mark.
I've gone with 2 stars as well.
Okay.
Did you go 2 stars?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like I say, it was and that's purely because I loved the hot tags in this match because I think there was probably a couple at least that was really, really, really on fire. If you're going to build like that sort of match, you have like a bit of a warm tag down here and then build up. But every single one was like fucking hot, and then like I say, it got ruined by the middle. But no, I enjoyed it. It had the star power. I love the fact that like Ric Flair was fucking loving life at this time.
I love how increasingly frustrated Don's getting by his camera. He's moving closer. He's like giving it fucking Michael Myers fucking evil looks like.
Going beyond that, man.
Love it.
I'm going green, literally. I'm starting
and why don't you
green on the top.
Get up off your chair and come back?
Why don't I just punch this fucking thing and have it done with?
And your star rating, please, Daniel?
For this camera, fuck all. For the match, I've got to actually go 2 stars. I think there was moments in this match were amazing. I think Kevin Green was by far the best non-wrestler of the night because it was limited.
Mongo was second, yeah?
No, he was third.
Okay.
Reggie was actually better. In fact, he was fourth. What's his name? That old
Yoga.
Not Yoga.
Gilbert Brown.
Gilbert Brown. I think he was a better wrestler than Mongo that night. Piper in the corner with Hall, I believe, when he's just firing shots. Like I brought that. That looked like he was just.
Piper had a good match in this, considering he's considering Piper's year.
Piper did
this
quite
is
well.
His best match.
Yeah, I mean, he got his hip kicked out of his hip. I mean, you know, best you can do.
All of the gimmicks.
Everyone was good in this match. A lot of WCW offense. So barely any from NWA even during the feud.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think, you know, the show in general was pretty decent, to be fair. I think WCW have learned and watched back what they've been producing and made some changes. It's still filled 2 hours and 46 minutes as per the WCW format, but it was just better.
It was an easier watch.
I agree. It went from one match into the next smoothly. There was, you know, there's still the promo heat between Savage and DDP to keep us interested in that. Tony signs us off. We get post show Streets of Rage credits is what I've put because that's what it reminded me of. Solid Steak was on camera work, just to let you know, because I've captured some of this. And Buzz Lightyear was on something as well, but I'm not sure what he was on. Yeah, probably makes sense. makes the most sense. So, lads, if we averaged up our entire star ratings for this show, Don, where do you think we land?
I think this is going to be the highest WCW we've done because there's been quite consistent high numbers in this show.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's correct.
So I say 2.5.
Okay.
2.5 in that region.
Martin?
I'll probably say 2.25.
Okay. You've gone probably a bit above your stations, in all honesty. If I told you that me and Martin were around the 1.8 in total, Don, your average rating was 1.6.
Oh.
And the overall rating was 1.7.
Okay.
Still to this day, the best WCW pay-per-view we've watched this year.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's mad because considering what I was watching with the matches and stuff, like you say, if you've got so many, you only have to have a few bad matches to bring the card down, don't you? And
really do.
Shame.
Yeah.
Really do.
The opening couple of matches in this show, in fairness, though, it was like there was no Hogan, so there was no Hogan bollocks.
Yeah.
Hogan bollocks usually gets 5 stars, though, right?
I think he gets minus. Minus 5 stars.
Minus, send for the man.
Dude. Nah, but I think this is easily the best WCW show we've watched in this run so far.
That is absolutely correct. It doesn't top Bash of the Beach 94, that's for sure, but it's there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is Slamboree 1997. Next time round is WWF, back to WWF. It's in your house, a cold day in hell. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm looking forward to June, not only because COVID restrictions are dropped, which is great, which means we can probably all sit in a room together and review a pay-per-view. But King of the Ring 97's included in June, as well as the Great American Bash. So I'm looking forward to June in general. But for now, we've got In Your House up next. Talking Shop returns soon, so look out for that. As well as the unboxing episode 2. Unboxing shit episode 2. The April box is out and unboxed. We have plenty of content coming your way. Like, share, subscribe, motherfuckers. I have been Rob Campbell alongside.
I am Martin Alland.
I've been Daniel. I still have my opinions about the French cornfield.
And you have been watching your boys at Hard Tag Reviews. Thank you very much.